Back when I was 16, this car became home for a little bit. Waking up in the car and going back to sleep in the same car with your suitcase next to you, it's probably one of the lower points in life, but I knew that if it was rock bottom, that I could only go up from here. I think it's all about the mindset, and it just really brought out too the hustle, and that I have no one to depend on but myself. So I just gotta make it work if I want anything to happen in life. So. My name's Chris Johnston, and this is my '93 RX7. I got the car back in '09 when I was 16, and for a while it was my daily driver, like the worst daily driver you could have. It was automatic when I got it. It had some issues and stuff, so it sat for a bit, got it running again, and then fell through some hard times and ended up being my house and my car for a couple weeks. I never wanted to give up on the dream build for it and found a way to persevere through it and got it to where it is today. So when I got the car, it was Montego blue with a tan interior, very generic looking. I was playing around with the cardboard, trying to mock up different aero pieces I wanted and stuff like that, so I'm sure there's some pictures floating around of that somewhere. So I ended up going with some classic Japanese aero with the RE Mimiya and R Magic and stuff like that, and did some modifications to it and ended with the result we got here. So the car now is sunburst yellow. It's the 2002 Mazda RX7 color that was in Japan, and it's on some Miatas as well. I've always wanted to paint it yellow. You know, when I saw Initial D for the first time, I loved the way the yellow FD looked in that show. So, you know, I definitely was inspired by that. So I paint cars for a living, so I did most of the body work and paint myself. I had some friends help me along the way too, which I'm very grateful for. Together, we got the car to the result that it is now, aesthetically. So for the motor setup, we have the Bridgeported 13B with lightened rotors. Everything's balanced and clearance to 10,000 RPM. BorgWarner 8374 turbo with the external wastegates. Titanium piping, all done from Vibrant with Eccentric Motorsports doing the fab work and all the welding. PWR, intercooler and radiator paired up with an electric water pump from Davis Craig. And then we did the Eccentric Motorsports catch can, ID 1000 and 2000 injectors. Custom hard lines again from Eccentric Motorsports, as well as them doing like the manifold, the motor build, the porting and all that. For the aero package, we have the RE Mimiya OG in-one bumper with the amber turn lights instead of like the 99 spec style. Klaus composite splitter, local company. They came out in 3D scan car. RE Mimiya canards as well. And for the fenders, we have the R Magic wide body. We added these top fender vents here ourselves, so that's custom. All the carbon side skirts and the rear canards are also R Magic. We got craft square mirrors, dry carbon roof, which we cut off the old metal roof, panel bonded this one on, so it's a full carbon roof, not just like an overlay. We have Sabon carbon doors, a Sabon carbon hatch with the Lexan rear glass. For the wing, it is chassis mounted into the trunk. We're gonna put that into the floor later. Eastbury 1800 millimeter 052 wing with these custom REM end plates from Japan and dry carbon. And for the rear end, we got the CarShop Glow carbon diffuser, RMMA carbon taillight cover with the LED taillight mods, LED taillights. So inside, we got the aluminum race dash from BubbleTech along with the aluminum door panels, the iconic red bridge seats out of the, all the OG RE MMA cars had those back in the day. My buddy Danny welded up the 8-point roll cage for me. And then we got the Takata harnesses, Haltech 1500 ECU with the IC7 dash, race spread shifter with a Mazda Speed short shifter itself. And then for the dash, we just kept it kind of simple with brake bias adjustment and this on and off switch, fire suppression, keeping it real simple. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So back when I was 16 and this car became home for a little bit, there was just some complications at home. I went to live with a friend and there were some complications with that. So I just put the suitcase in the passenger seat and, was making it work at the time. It was tough. It's probably one of the lower points in life, but, I knew that if it was rock bottom that I could only go up from here. It really just brung the, the hustle and the work ethic out and to prove some people wrong and to still come out on top and build the car that I've always wanted to. And back in those days, I was still in high school, so, and I needed money to live, so I'd end up going to work more than I would go to school. So day of life, I'd just get up, go find something to do, some odd job or whatever I could do to make some money. And then usually I'd just park at this parking garage that wasn't too far from home because it was quiet and peaceful over there. It was tough back in those days, waking up in the car and going back to sleep in the same car with your suitcase next to you. I mean, being a teenager too, I guess you feel like you just, real alone in the world. At the same time, I think it's all about your mindset, and it just really brought out too the hustle and that I have no one to depend on but myself. So I just gotta make it work if I want anything to happen in life. So thinking like that kept me going. And I just tried not to focus on, the bad of the situation as hard as it was sometimes. And there were days where that didn't work too, but for the most part, I had to make it work because I had to live. So just did what I had to. On a dyno, when we put it on, we ran it on pump gas and E85. On pump gas, it made about 430 to the wheels on 16 pounds, and on E85, it made 524 on 18 pounds. The Centric Motorsports built the motor and everything, and I took it to my buddy Kevin, AKA Bad Bunny Tuning, and we tuned the car out in Jersey at my buddy Tommy's shop on a Pro Hub dyno, and with smooth sailing for there. Kevin's great, and he did a great job on tuning. The car feels phenomenal. Right now, the car has a stock transmission. It's the JDM 5-speed, so we are going to end up switching that out for a 6-speed Samsona's dog box. And I'm running a XD twin disc clutch with that right now, which is great for on-track and street driving. So really happy with that, and I'm really happy I can still use that with the Samsona's transmission that we be putting in as well. So the car's set up to run pump gas and E85. I've been running it on pump gas and keeping the power low for now just to keep the transmission alive till the new one gets here. We had to switch from the external surge tank from Aftermarket Industries to the in-tank radium unit for safety stuff, so that's what we're running for fuel right now. For wheels and tires, right now we're running the Volk CE28s with Toyo R888s that I've been driving around on the street, and we have Nankang CRSs for the track. And for the brakes, we run Project Moo, big brake kit in the front with a 4-piston, and then the stock is the 2-piece Project Moo rotors with stock calipers and endless pads. For suspension, we have the Fortunato Pro 2-ways, which are amazing, and all new bushings and ball joints and all that stuff, wheel bearings, full polyurethane bushing kit on the whole car, so it helps give it a fresh, solid feel now. I think my passion for cars came from when I was a kid playing in the Need for Speed games and everything, just having all that customizability in the games, so I would spend more time doing that than actually driving in the game because I like building things, I always have, so I spent a long time and just throughout different games in my childhood just building a RX7 that I would want to have in real life. And then finally as I got older, I was able to build that in real life, and ironically now that the car is in real life, I'm building it in Assetto so I can have it to practice for upcoming races and tracks that I haven't driven yet. So most of my inspiration for this build came from watching the Narrated Dogfight Japanese time attack videos. And all the cars they have there, they're crazy style, all that. So I just wanted to bring that kind of style to America because I feel like it was lacking a little bit in that department. So I tried to represent that the best I could. So I've been through a lot with this car, and in the future, as I'm gonna be more available and less life priorities, I'm gonna track it as much as I can, enjoy it, and do some time attack competition, and just really enjoy the car for the first time in a long time. So, and I'm super thankful for all the partners and friendships I made, along the journey of this build, like Fortunato for taking me to SEMA, OG Racing for getting all my safety equipment for the track taken care of, RS Pro for supplying the tires, Eccentric Motorsports for just being able to build one hell of a car with all the motor work, fab work, and everything they've done. They're really just kind of a one-stop shop. So super thankful for them and everyone else who's helped me. There's just so many people that I can't list them all, but really appreciate all of you. This car now is, it's a part of who I am. I could never let it go. It's this the whole process of building it and going through all the struggle. Every day and every time I see it, it just reminds me of the perseverance and who I am as a person and what I'm capable of. So it's motivating at the same time, even through the bad times with the car, like when the motor's blown up and stuff like that. It's always been a positive relationship with this car. And now that it is where it is, and I see people admiring it and saying it's their dream car, I hope that it brings people inspiration to chase their dreams too.